Hello, welcome to Irish Football Fan TV. This is the starting 11 show for Republic of Ireland versus Belgium from today. Kicking off at 5 o'clock. Obviously, I'm doing this a little bit later. We've just been flat out this week, so it's a little bit later, but I'm sure you'll get it in time, enough to get you in the mood. So, with plenty of other content there to get you in the mood throughout the course of the day, if you're going to the game or if you're just going to watch the game at home, but plenty to get you in the mood. But anyway, we'll kick it off. We'll make this nice and quick. So I'm going to start with Caoimhín Kelleher in goal. Stephen Kenny said at his press conference yesterday that Kelleher was going to start and most likely play both games. This is a chance for him to really establish himself as the number one, and if he can have two really good performances, he may take the number one shirt from Gavin Bazunu going forward. In saying that, Gavin Bazunu has been absolutely fantastic and probably unlucky, but in the other senses you could say that Kelleher has been unlucky as well when the time came for the Serbia game last year. Kelleher obviously got injured and it was looking like he was going to be number one because Darren Randolph wasn't in the team or playing. Mark Travers obviously had that little slight mistake against Serbia. Gavin came in against Luxembourg, done really well despite the result, and has kicked on from there and put in some really top performances for Ireland and for Stephen Kenny. So I think this time it's Kelleher's chance to prove himself and prove that he's reliable. He obviously played in the Carabao Cup final and won it, and he's been playing for Liverpool as a stand-in for Alisson whenever Alisson's been injured or suspended. So and came in and done well and looked seamless. When he came in, Liverpool didn't drop standards or anything like that. He was in and he was top class for them. So let's hope Caoimhín can have a good game for us against Belgium, and then hopefully against Lithuania as well. So I think he's a shoe in there. Then I'm going to play with a back three. To the right side of that back three, I'm going to go with Seamus Coleman. He's obviously the captain. He was at the press conference yesterday, so my conscience is telling me that he's going to start. So I'm going to go with Seamus Coleman to start and captain the side in that back three. Hasn't been having the best season at Everton, but in saying that, in that back three, he's had a bit of solidarity there with the lads, John Egan and Shane Duffy, who I'm going to put beside him as well. So I just want to keep that continuity with Andrew Mbamidele out of the side. I think Seamus is the most suited in that position. He can cover Matt Doherty, and if there's times where we need to get forward, he can bomb on past Matt Doherty. Not too often in the game, but the option is always still there. I'm after revealing half my team, just telling you that. But anyway, beside him, obviously Shane Duffy. He's back in the Brighton side. He's had COVID and an ankle operation, but he's back in the Brighton side, albeit in and out. But if he can replicate his form from November and so on, I think he'll be in there. He'll have a solid performance, in my opinion. He always seems to have a really good game for Ireland, so I'm going to go with him there. Then John Egan to the other side of to the left side. I think him and Duffy have a really good relationship, and obviously if they're playing beside each other, and Shane and Seamus obviously know each other really well. They're really good friends as well. So I think there's a good back three there with a good understanding all round. And John Egan, again, I think he shouldn't really be playing at Sheffield United. I think he should be playing at a higher level. Stephen Kenny did say infamously before that John Egan should be playing Champions League. I don't know about that, but he should be playing Premier League at the very least. So that's my opinion on that. Then the wing backs, I'm going to go right side Matt Doherty. He's really found his form again for Antonio Conte. I think he'll be hoping that he doesn't get injured on this international break. He seems to get injured in all the international breaks, usually in the first game, and tends to get injured. But hopefully, because he's been playing that bit more regularly lately with Spurs, that he can come in and play and not get injured and just keep the form he has going with Spurs and have a strong end to the season and obviously have a good game for Ireland. James McLean then on the left hand side I'm going to go with, because Enda Stevens is out and Ryan Manning is still kind of finding his feet, in my opinion. McLean's had a really good season at Wigan. He's scoring goals, he's assisting goals, and he's becoming a match winner for them as well. I know it's League One, but I just think it makes sense just to have him in there, and we have the back three there, so the protection is there. And he's been playing week in, week out, and he's sharp and he's fit. So that's the reason why I've gone with James McLean there. Then in midfield, I'm going to go to two midfielders. I'm going to go Josh Cullen, who I think is an absolute shoe-in for that position. He's number 6. He's our best player in that position. He's made that position his own. He's been flying for Anderlecht. I think he's only missed 16 minutes this season. He's been absolutely brilliant for them. And Stephen Kenny seems to really trust him and really like him. So I think I'll go with him there. And beside him, obviously, Jason Malumbi. I just think with the energy that Jason provides compared to the other midfielders we have in there, we could have Howard in there for his set piece ability. We could have Hendrick in there. He done well in the last international break, but I just think Malumbi's doing well for West Brom, and I think he would be the best shout just to go in there in terms of just energy and getting around the place, and he's dynamic and he can carry the ball forward, which we might need at times in this game. So I'm going to go with him, and then as the two in front but just behind the striker, I'm going to go on the right hand side with Ogbene. Chiedozie Ogbene. He's been really good for Ireland in the games he's played. He plays on that kind of right side for Rotherham, so I'm going to go with him. And I think the Irish fans seem to really love him, and he's been putting in performances and he's been scoring goals for the national team, and he just seems like the type of player that fans and players can get around and support, because he plays and gives it his all. And you know, he plays with a smile on his face, and he's just happy to play for Ireland, and you just love to see that. And if he's putting in the performances and scoring goals, then you have to be happy with his contribution so far. So I'm going to go with him. I think he's earned that spot. And beside him, then I think Jason Knight. I think off the left, as like an attacking midfielder in the system that Stephen Kenny likes to play. It's like a 3-4-2-1. I think Jason Knight's perfectly suited to that position, and you know, if you look at the last number of games that Jason's played for Ireland, he's came on and made differences in games and added goals. I think he set up the goal for Ogbene as well. So I just think that Jason Knight's going to be a big player for us, and I think the more caps he gets, the better he's going to get, of course. So I'm going to go with him there, and then up front, I think Callum Robinson. He's earned that shirt. He's scoring all the goals for Ireland recently. Well, I say recently, but it was back in 2021, but this is obviously the first game of 2022. Look, I think ever since that thing came out with the COVID and the jabs and stuff like that, and him not having the jab and the media kind of getting at him, I think that's really got him going. And I think he's had a decent season at West Brom. I think he's had a really good time with Ireland, so I think why not give him the stand. Although Will Keane, I would have liked to see maybe play as well, and maybe Robinson coming off the back, but that's what I've gone with. Apologies for my dog getting into the video there and my mat, but it is what it is. I had to make this video now, so that's my starting lineup that I would like to see starting against Belgium. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. If you're going to the game, enjoy it, and hopefully 3 points. I'll speak to you later, alright? Thanks guys, all the best.